Nerderotic.com.
Alistair's Knight for $10 said, "Hail FNT. I do have a question for you all. How did you come up with your names for your channels?" Jeremy.
So I started, I'll go through the quick version. I started Geeks and Gamers back in 2011 as local video game tournaments. And I was throwing around a few names and I came up with Geeks and Gamers. I felt like it kind of flowed. It had a ring to it, and then came up with the logo, which is the mask, the two G's back to back, like a superhero mask inspired by Green Arrow on Batman the Animated Series and a few other things. But that's kind of how I came up with it. And it started out as local video game tournaments and evolved into a grifting machine that I'm very proud of.
Attaboy. Odin.
So actually, for me, Odin itself as a name was a nickname I was given in high school. Randomly enough, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana originally, and essentially I never got cold. So I had friends who would literally be when 30 degrees outside, they'd be covered up and everything, and I'd be there just chilling, just enjoying it, soaking it in. So, you know, one of them decided to start just calling me Odin, and ever since then, when I eventually went on to college, like that kind of nickname stuck with a lot of things that I was doing, and eventually I decided to start doing a actual movie blog. So it actually started off as a movie blog. There was an actual blog version. There was like a Tumblr version early on Tumblr before all the, you know, weird stuff with Tumblr. And eventually I started doing a podcast, and then the podcast that I started to filming. And then, of course, that's what led to the channel, Odin's Movie Blog. And then just in the last year or so, I rebranded to OMB Reviews because obviously I cover a lot more than just movies now.
Awesome. Yeah. Comics division. I know this story. But
so at the time I was listening to a lot of Joy Division, and I was trying to think of a name for my channel because I was going to be covering comics, and I was like, Comics Division. Let me Google that. And actually somebody did some mashup where they were taking, you know, famous kind of like 70s and 80s artists and doing them as superheroes. And they actually had one with Ian Curtis as Batman. So that's what sold it to me.
Nice. How did you come up with the name Ryan Kinnell for your channel? I'm really curious.
It was really difficult. I wanted to use something with my initials. I knew that. And I just started like randomly going through YouTube and shit and like looking at random logos on Google. And I was like, I guess that can be okay. And I was thinking like RKO, like Randy Orton. I was like, obviously I can't fucking use RKO. But at the same time, I thought about it. I don't know, RK Outpost, the Outpost. Well, I don't fucking know. It's retarded, but that's what it is. So it's what it will be for the rest of time.
I like Outpost. That's what my comic shop used to be called, the Comic Outpost. So there you go.
Was this before or after you moved from Louisiana?
Nah, fuck that Louisiana bitch. Right, I am actually going to pass through Louisiana on my way down. I hope I meet that other Ryan Kinnell, that cocksucker. Tag who took my shit on Twitter. Both of them, I want at Ryan Kinnell and I want at RK Outpost. Both of them are taken by losers who never fucking tweet. At least if you tweeted, I would like understand, but you don't. 2015, 2017, you tweet. Big things coming from me on Twitter, and you never tweet again, like a cuck.
I got the same. I got the same thing. That's why I'm at Nerdrotics and not at Nerdrotic, because fucking the Comic Outpost, my old store, will not give up the fucking name just to be dicks.
At least that person's like just an asshole about it.
Yeah.
This dude is just a bitch who never checks Twitter and who never does anything with it. Like, fuck Ryan Kinnell from Louisiana, you asshole.
Well, that's why I had to put an underscore in D-Day Cobra because that's right. No, I did have D-Day Cobra, and then Naughty Dog fucking took down my Twitter account. So fuck Naughty Dog. Just wanted to put that out there real quick.
Quarter Black.
It's always
Garrett.
a good thing to fuck Naughty Dog.
Garrett, have you always been quarter black? How long have you been quarter black?
Okay, well, I gotta go back in time. So my dad met my mom.
Okay, so your dad
I'll skip forward.
Wait a minute. How does it get to 3/4 though? I need to know.
My dad is half black.
Okay.
So, and then my mom is white.
Mm-hmm.
So I get just 1/4 out of my dad.
Okay. That's your name?
I respect that.
That's great math.
There you go.
Yeah,
I can do the maths.
Did you spend like weeks thinking about quarter black Garrett?
No, somehow it came up. I'm on a little show called Loud with Crowder. You may have seen it, may have not seen it. You may hate it. That's okay. But on there, I started as an intern, and at some point we were talking about racial issues, and I spoke up about it. and they were like, "What do you know about it?" And I was like, "Actually, I'm quarter black," and they were like, "What? We thought you were Mexican." So I guess I just kind of stuck after that. And
dude, I got a logo idea. You should do quarter blackface, just like
just right there.
just right here.
Oh my God.
As from heel versus babyface.
It's a wrestling terminology. Heel is a bad guy. Babyface is a good guy. I knew that I was going to be talking about some bad stuff. I knew that I was going to be talking about some good stuff. I knew that I was going to be the good guy to some people. I was going to be the bad guy to some other people. So I thought the name fit rather well.
Perfect.
I think it's great. Great logo. Fantastic logo.
Yeah. And as we learned over on Sports Wars this past week, Az knows his wrestling. He knows his wrestling very much so. So it's good stuff. I mean, when I saw your channel name and didn't know anything about you, I just saw your channel name. I was like, is this a wrestling channel? I got to check this out. Because, I mean, it's heel versus babyface. And then much like people that see Geeks and Gamers, they're like, they don't talk about gaming. And he never talks about wrestling. But it clearly works out for us.
I thought it was just because Az had a baby face.
Well, do you know what? That is actually the most popular misconception, because when I shave the beard off, everyone goes, "Oh my God, he has such a baby face."
Wow. They say it just like that, too.
Just like that. Exactly like that. Do you want to breastfeed? Oh, fuck yeah. If you're offering.
And Dan, you know your name, so that was pretty. You know.
It's actually Dan Vasquez is not my name.
Whoa!
It's
You mean Bob Smith is not your name?
This whole time.
It's based on my name, though. It's sort of an Americanization of my name. I wanted to I didn't want to sound Brazilian. I wanted to sound American, and my real name is Daniel Vasconcelos. Can you say that?
No.
Excuse me.
Daniel Vasconcelos.
Vasconcelos.
Slower.
I mean, look, okay, Gary can't say horror armorata. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to say that. Okay.
Stretch.
I can say armorata.
But I was using my real name on YouTube for a long time, but then I started to make videos only in English. And funny thing, I almost changed it to
Dante.
Dante Vass?
Just Dante.
Just Dante.
My name Dante.
And it was actually an idea.
You
sound like the pool boy.
You lie yourself down. I make you come with my tongue, but I won't be there. I will be here. Singing my song.
That was actually an idea from the CEO of a record company that I was talking to, and we were negotiating. We working together, but as soon as I received the contract, I saw that really this life of being on a record company isn't for me. I wouldn't have the freedom that I need to create my own stuff, create my own schedule, and that sort of thing. We think those rock stars are like living their life, but they are really employees.
No,
if
they're not touring, they're not making money.
Yeah, and I don't want to be an employee. I don't want to be someone's employee. I want to be my own boss. And plus, I want to have a name based on my own, not some name that someone else chose for me. So Dan Vasquez was.
If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. And if you did this with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.